Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Charles and this is episode 17 of my Let's Play series on the memory. I am just hooking back to my weight here because I need to attempt to do another grab with my front loader here. Eventually we are going to have to come back and move all of this. See if I can get an angle to get in here, but I'm going to grab these two there we go. And now if I can carefully make my way back over to the farm with these. Yeah, I'll need to bring the trailer to pick everything up. But I was looking at my chickens, and I had that pallet of wheat sitting there, and I kept looking at the pallet of wheat and saying, "Oh, they've still got some." And what I had failed to take notice of was that the pallet of wheat was slightly out of their trigger, and so it hadn't been loading into their food. So it now has, and wow, it took both of those. Okay, well, I didn't know it was going to be quite that thirsty for food. I guess thirsty for food is not the right thing. There goes the side of the pickup truck. Have to do some damage control on that now. I guess I'll go ahead and grab two more. Okay, got. And once we get this taken care of, I'll be back and I'm going to get our harvester. We have some harvesting to do today. Our soybeans. We have 2 soybean fields, and both of them are ready to harvest today. Yeah, unfortunately, I have taken the chance to look, and soybeans, of course, at the time when you harvest them, are not a good price. In fact, they're just about as low as they can get. We seem to be running into that quite a bit. And obviously I need to get some money back into my account. As you can see, we are loading down with lettuce boxes again, so I'm gonna guess that, or I don't guess, I mean I know that when we get closer to a time when the price for the lettuce is better, because like I say, during last month, during September, it was near its bottom price all year. So we're going to wait for that to come up a little bit, and once it does, we'll have probably more than that trailer will hold in one load, so we're going to have to make multiple trips for the lettuce, which is good because we know how much money we usually make from the lettuce. And slowly over time, we've got some things stored in our silo, and I don't know what it is, me and silos. I have a hard time keeping up with what I have in there and remembering you know, when I'm storing them for later months, unless I make a habit of checking them. Then I tend to forget about them, and so I'm kind of thinking that maybe, you know, the next series I do, I'm gonna, no matter what it is, I think maybe I'm gonna put in the rule that there's no saving of crops. Everything has to be sold directly off the field. Now I may have in that I may have a silo to put crops in, but you know, that's if I have like a large field where the harvest, you know, it's going to take me a long time to harvest. It's going to be several trailer loads, things like that. Then I can, if I have a silo that's nearby, whatever the field is anyway, I can put that crop in the silo until I get it all done, and then go ahead and fill the trailer and start making trips back and forth to wherever I'm going to sell it. So that's pretty much one of the only reasons why I might get a silo. Well, other than the fact, you know, if I get a multi-fruit silo, then if I have, like I have in this one, you know, where I have extra no, turned a little bit too soon for that. I have a tendency to do that on corners. So, but if I have a little bit extra, you know, like grass or total mixed ration, something like that, then I can put it in the silo and save it for later, and it doesn't clog up whatever production I have, and I don't have to leave it in a trailer or anything like that. So silos will be useful, but you know, I'll probably just make the rule that I can't store any crop or something. That's I don't know. We'll see how that goes. That's every time I look in my silo and I realize, oh, I've had that crop in there and I missed the peak sale time for it, or sell time for it. You know, every time I do that, I think, yeah, I just need to do one where I just need to do a series where I sell it directly off the field. It'll take me back to my early days in Farming Simulator, because when I first started in FS19, that's pretty much what I did for, you know, all the maps that I played. Now that was before I started recording. But you know, that's what I did, and you know, even though I was getting lower prices than what I could get for crops, I was still making money. You know, I was still able to succeed and progress and things like that on all the maps that I played on. So I figure it's still a viable option, even if I'm not making top dollar on all the crops. I'll check that and see. I don't know. I'll give it some serious thought. So, okay, coming up on our next soybean field here. It'll be the first time we have harvested that. You can see that little field down there only gave us 1,783 liters of soybean, so not the most productive. Yeah, when I bought that field, I did not check it. I didn't check it to see. I didn't go quite far enough. I thought I rolled far enough ahead to get those. I was trying not to run into the tree. Okay, well, if I get really if I get really ambitious, then this field could be extended a little bit up on that other end where I just was, because that's our land outside that fence. I think it is anyway. We did have a slurry pit out there at one point, so I'm guessing that at least that part of it belongs to us. So I could clear all those trees out and extend this field. I'm not sure it would really add. Not sure it would really add too much to it. Well, I was watching a farming simulator video yesterday, and I was reminded of how differently, I like to play than a lot of other people. I guess, a lot more of the more vocal people, I guess. Because you hear a lot of people talking about playing realistically and everything, and there are a lot of things. I mean, there are some things that I do that are, I guess realistic within the game anyway. But I don't strictly try to be all that realistic. I am just playing to have fun. So, but I was watching this video, and it was like. Part 2, it's like 16, I think, I don't know, I could be wrong on that number. I think it was like 16 essential mods, and they were all for PC, none for console. But, of course, on there, I have told you about the, and if you've been playing it, that in Farming Simulator, of course, I have complained about it many times, which Giants put in as a feature, is this ground deformation that I would like a mod to get rid of. And I've told you, of course, they have made a mod, someone has, because they noticed that the only people that didn't leave ground deformation were the workers that you hired. And so they made a mod to make the workers leave ground deformation. And of course, this person had that in their mod in their essentials essential mods video. And I just kind of let that go, like, oh, okay, well, yeah, this is essential if you are trying to play a different style of play. So we're going down and going down, and then we got to precision farming, which I have used in. I don't think I've used it in 25. I used it in 22. I haven't downloaded precision farming in 25 yet. I'm not going to rule that out. It's okay, it adds some steps in it for me, and so, but it's not one of my essential have to use it every time kind of mods. It kind of depends on the map and what I'm trying to do with it and everything. So, but anyway, he brought that up, and you know, as an essential mod, and I don't know. I mean, I agreed. Yeah, sure. You know, everybody, if you have any interest in using something like that, then you should download the mod. Well, you know, he went a little bit further with it and said that he doesn't know why Giants doesn't just make that part of the game. Why it has to be a mod. It should be in there. And I was sitting there thinking, well, I can think of some reasons why I don't want it as part of the game. And then he said something interesting. You know, he said because if they put it in, and obviously he was thinking maybe not everybody would want to use it, but he said if they put it in, then Giants would put a slider in the setup, in the settings and everything, where you could turn it on, turn it off. And so I had to leave him a comment and said, well, you know, you said that they would give you a slider to turn it on, turn it off, but will they? Because they didn't put in a slider to turn on or turn off ground deformation. So, you know, and I had to point that out because he, you know, had talked about the ground deformation mod to make workers leave ground deformation too. So, you know, I think you know, a lot of people who play this game and a lot of people that make content and everything maybe forget sometimes about the people who do not like playing the game the way they do. And, you know, obviously it's easy to do. I mean, I have to remind myself all the time. There are people that, you know, that insist on, you know, all these little supposedly realistic things in Farming Simulator. I better back off of that because I will go into a big rant about what is realistic and not realistic into actual farming in Farming Simulator. Even among the things that the mods that people use to make things more realistic. So, anyway, we are getting on here with this soybean harvest, and we've passed 10,000 liters now. Not enormous, but neither one of these are really, you know, giant fields or anything. Now, if memory serves me correctly, being October, there's not a whole lot I can plant, so I have a lot of fields right now that are sitting with nothing in them. I mean, I basically have grass growing. I have some oilseed radish. I have the poplar, which is in its like 8th growth stage. 8 out of 14 now, so it's past the halfway point of growing. It takes a very long time to grow, but we've got it in that field and we won't have to re-sow it because it regrows. So that eventually will be a money source. But if memory serves me correctly, when poplar is ready to harvest, like with all the crops, it is not the best time to sell it. So there again, you harvest a crop, and then we harvest it, and then it sits around for a while. Now, these soybeans, 10,845 liters. These soybeans will go directly into our silo, and they will join some other soybeans that we already have in there from a harvest I have no idea how long ago, and I apparently I left them in there and forgot to sell them. So, and I'm pretty sure October was not a time for selling any of the crops that are in there. I think when we get to December and January, I get some of those. So, well, here I am. We are done with our harvest, and so I need to drive this back and put it away. I won't make you sit through the entire drive of that, and I will catch you when we are on to the next job that we have. Okay, wow, that is a long, slow drive, having to go all the way around like that. Oh, forgot where I had left my tractor. Yep, we're probably going to have to move some more of those. We are going to end up with quite a bit. Maybe next month we'll load all those up, or start loading them up anyway. Now, yeah, maybe. I want to see if this... I know that some of the weights will have a hitch on the back of them, and they'll let you hook a trailer or something to the back, and I can't remember if this one will or not, or if I've even tried it. Let's see. Nope. Okay, we'll just put it there where I can run over it later. Whoa, not too fast, Charles. Could line it up a little better. Be easier if I turned around to look where it was instead of guessing. There we go. Now we've finished all of our immediate field work. So now just need to do some housekeeping. Yeah, since I said we were probably going to have to move the lettuce and start putting it on the trailer in the next episode, I want to go ahead and try and get the wheat moved out of here. Go ahead and get the wheat moved out of this trigger, so it'll be good for a long time to come. Now I think with this greenhouse mod, I mean technically I can make it so that, you know, I can fill it out of that spout. It doesn't even have to produce these pallets, but oh, don't do that. There aren't that many of them. It doesn't have to look that neat, I guess. Has anybody else noticed that the steering in 25 is different than it has been in the past? I don't know if it bothers anybody else, but I just can't get, I've tried and I've gotten somewhat used to this now, but I did prefer the steering in 22. The tractors, no. The tractors had a tendency, steering-wise, that, you know, I'm not playing with any kind of fancy setup or anything like that. I've got a, you know, I'm playing with the keys on my keyboard. I don't have a steering wheel or anything like that. And so, you know, in 22, when I well, that could have been a disaster. 22, the you know, whenever you turned and everything, when you let off of the, you know, when you let off or when you stopped or anything like that, it seems like the front wheels turned themselves back into back to straight a lot faster. Okay, well, there's a little bit of non-realistic physics for you there in Farming Simulator. I'll just put this here, otherwise I'll knock that other stack off probably. Okay, everything is strapped on. Cows should still be doing good for their food. I guess I can check the goats. I think they're probably still good. They're still eating some meadow grass too, so. Okay, and the wheat can go straight into the silo there. We'll stop and check the goats while we're going by. Oops. Still got a little bit of hop in them. Well, yeah, I mean, they've still got 7,000 liters of food, so, and they've even started making some milk over here. Yeah, the mass is 0.3. Oh no, goat milk is 236 liters, so, okay, well, yeah, I have never raised goats before, so I'm not used to taking goat milk. Okay, I'm going to position this. I'll position that right there. And then next time we will load up some of the lettuce. I may off camera just go ahead and move some of that out of the way so that we okay, yeah, because I remember what it was I was coming back over here for. I have to remember to get that weight, or like I said, I will end up running over it with something. yeah, and this I think is going to be the last thing that I do. I'm going to go over to the greenhouse over there, and I am going to load up what straw that greenhouse has made. Let's see, not wheat, barley, oat, sorghum, soybean, corn, sugarcane, manure, straw. There we go. Okay, that gets the straw. Yeah, as I was going through, you can see all the different crops that you can grow in there. I specifically started doing the wheat to feed the chickens, but I mean technically I could do that with. Oh yeah, I know. Turn. I forgot to take into account the front loader on the front. But you know, I can feed the chickens with other crops I could grow in there. But you know, wheat is the first one on the list anyway. So. Well, technically I'm tipping it the wrong way, but it's in the trigger, so it'll work. Now, have I still got room to turn around without killing the goat milk? Yes, I do. Okay, put our trailer back. Okay, let's see, and detach that there. Go ahead and pick this back up because I'm going to be doing more front loader work. And I'll get back over here and I'll move some of those. You know, it is occurring to me that if I'm going to go ahead and move those, and if I don't need the trailer for anything else, then technically when I move them I should go ahead and, oh Lord help me, stack them on the trailer. So when we come, the next time you see me in the next episode, I will likely have this trailer fully loaded. Let's see, I moved the wheat without too much fanfare, so okay, so anyway, I'm gonna get at this, and I'm gonna cut this video off here. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please go down below and give it a like, or a dislike if you didn't. Leave me a comment to let me know either way, and then if you have not already, then go ahead and hit subscribe. Now, am I over? I may need to go in just a... Oh, look at that. First stack on the trailer. So anyway, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure and ring the bell so you can be notified when I post new videos. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.